So for once, I'm not going to talk about a horror, or thriller or drama movie. We are going to talk about a comedy. It's a French comedy. I just watched it today. Today it being the 17th of March, and I really loved it. It is so funny. It's like a bit a parody and a bit satiristic as well, and a lot of sarcasm in it, which I love. And actually I'm a very hard public when it comes to comedy. I do laugh, I'm not a robot, but when it comes to comedy and stand-up, it's very hard for me to laugh. And so the movie is called Simply Black in English, but the title in French is Tout Simplement Noir, and it was released last year in 2020. And I hope you're going to enjoy watching this movie, and I hope you're gonna enjoy watching this video. If you already enjoy watching this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. So yes, and this is Next. So Tout Simplement Noir, or Simply Black, was released today, March 17th on Netflix. And at first I was like, oh my god, that's gonna be a fun movie, but maybe not that much, because like I said, I'm not that type of, but I do like comedy, but I'm not a comedic person because I love horror so much. But I laughed I lol from the very beginning. It was very funny and it's excellent. The director and the writer, who is the same person. Well, the director is, well, there's two directors actually, who is actually playing the main character. His name is Jean-Pascal Zadi, pardon, and he also directed by John Wax, and Jean-Pascal Zadi also did the screenplay with Kamel Genra. And yeah, there's not one bad thing I'm gonna say about that movie, because it's really excellent. It's I laugh. I'm a hard public when it comes to comedy, so that's already like 100% points towards the movie. So 12 points, like in Eurovision. I hope there's going to be a new Eurovision this year. Parenthesis closed. It's very good. Not only because it makes someone like me laugh out loud, and although I was in a supposedly soundproof room in my work, I was at work, so still. So I laughed a lot. At some point I was on the verge of having a little tear coming down, because although it's a comedy, it does talk about real problems and real issues in society, in the French society. But if you're not French, if you are from another country, you can also relate, whether you are yourself of black descent. I'm not liking this black descent thing, but that seems the most accurate way to say it. There's some dust. If you're of black descent, or if you're part of any minority in this movie. Also they are Maghrebic. I don't think we have a word in English, right? There's some people from Maghreb. There's also Jewish people. It talks about Jewish people, but also the Asian community being represented by, well, the Western Asian represented by the Indian community. And there's not all of the minority, but there's quite a few. And although the movie is focused on this black person, it can resonate within you if you're part of another minority. And yeah, it's it was so funny. And the way it was shot is like it's a documentary made on this character Jean-Pascal Zadi, who's the actual name of the character and the actual name of the director and writer. He's been followed for a documentary on his life because he wants to do a march to protest the way black people and black people, I'm saying black people, but in the movie his march is only directed towards black men, a certain type of black men, and he just follows him towards trying to make this event happen. And he's gonna meet several people, and those several people, most of them are going to be famous people to us French people. One of which you might know if you're not French. It's Omar Sy. And there's Fahi also. If you are on Netflix, you might have seen his stand-up comedy. He has quite a recurrent he makes some recurrent appearances in the movie. There's also soprano in it. There's also Claudia Tagbo. There's also, yeah, there's also Fabrice Eboué. I wasn't sure. There's also Lucien Jean-Baptiste. There's also Eric Judor. There's so many great actors, French actors. They are awesome and very hilarious. Thinking of hilarious, I'm just thinking of a scene right now with Lucien Jean-Baptiste and Fabrice Eboué and Jean-Pascal. They are in a restaurant, and Lucien Jean-Baptiste is from Martinique, just like me. I don't speak Creole, sadly, but we are from the same island, and it's just he gets angry in Creole, and although I don't speak Creole, I did understand like a few things, and it was very funny. And to put aside the funny, the parts of the movie that were very serious is that there's not only one black identity. He explains also that the problems within the community, so the racism within our community, the lack of togetherness. There's a scene in particular that reflects this situation. Jean-Pascal meets people from the North African, so we call it the Maghreb, so Arabic people, and also Jewish people. And that scene, basically they said, yeah, we're with you, we're all in this together, we should all be together. That's not only black people that are persecuted, us also we are being persecuted, but Jean-Pascal, being a bit of an extremist, his character, he refuses because he said, no, that's only for black men, you're not like us, blah blah blah, it's not for you, it's not for that. It's just like he doesn't accept that the problem and the racism also goes towards other minorities, and that's very sad. And also he made a lot of people angry, so a lot of minorities and also white people who wanted to support the cause. And under his previous statement of no, it's only for black men who have ebony skin, so like dark skin, who have natural hair or look very African. Some people are like, well, if I don't look like this, does it mean I'm not black? Like, and one character that's been played, well, he plays his own role, Joey Star, he was a mixed race like me. It's like, I'm black, but I'm like mixed race. I've got my hair that's like a crépus, like a African style. You saying come, like what the fuck? And he also says this to other person who's played by soprano, who's from the Comore Island. And so yeah, there's a lot of debates, internal debate, that are shown in this movie in a very funny way, but also not so funny. For instance, the not funniness of a black person, or in general term someone from a minority, being very heavily handled by the police. There's one scene, that's not spoiler, but there's one scene towards the end where Jean-Pascal, out of nowhere, is being arrested by the police and being very heavily handled. So he's put with a lot of strength and a lot of violence on the floor. He's being held down by several officers on his back. One officer has his foot on his hands, and one officer was like, yeah, he's keeping on being aggressive, he doesn't have any weapon on him, he's like, obviously he can't move. He pepper spray him, like so many stories sadly we've heard lately, and that keeps on happening sadly. So I think this movie wasn't just to serve as a comedy, but to serve and to explain the problem that the black community faces, and also not only the black community but also a lot of minorities, and probably all of them. And I found this medium very intelligent. It was very intelligently, I'm not sure if that's a word, but it was very well done. And it just means that comedy can also be serious, and comedy it's not just comedy that you can talk about serious subject in comedy. And that's why I really urge you to watch Simply Black, or if you're watching this and you're French, and if you're watching this with subtitles, if I've made them, s'il vous plaît, regardez Tout Simplement Noir, vous allez kiffer vos mères, franchement c'était trop bien. So yeah, go watch Simply Black, it's available on Netflix. you're going to love it for sure. And if you do love it for sure, I'm jumping to be in the middle. Do tell me in the comments. I'm sure you're gonna love it. It's brilliant. And yeah, do tell me in the comments. And if you have any other movies to recommend, like comedies on the Black experience or of other minorities, I would love much to have those recommendations, because I'm currently working on a project for next year's Black Month history. Looking into having stories told from the point of view of people in the countries I'm from, or in the countries where I've lived. So I'm France, so I want to have stories from French people and in the UK. So I want to hear story from UK people. Well, yeah, UK people. I'm Spanish. I'm currently living in Spain, and I want to read and know people and watch movies about the Black experience in Spain, but I can't find any for some reason. I've made a little search. I've found some Afro-Latino movies, but I can't find some Spanish movies, and I want obviously to include the United States movies. And if you have some stories and if you're willing to participate, I'm not quite sure just yet what exactly how the final project is going to be, but if you want to have some recommendations to me, do say in the comments or send it to me in my email. We'll put the email in the description below. And if you want to share your story and your experience, do say in the comments. And if you're doing so, or if you're not doing it, if you're just reading it, please do it with love. And racism and violence is not accepted on this channel, so you will be deleted. And yeah, love is love, and I will see you the next time. Bye.